Assalamu alaikum. My name is Adnan Ahmed and I make videos for YouTube. So today's topic is learning a new language. So when we say learning a new language, I would definitely say that in Pakistani society, most of the people they want to learn and speak in English. It's not necessary that all of them they want to speak in English. Some of them they want to learn Arabic, some Persian, some Turkish, and it depends what is your interest about the language. So we are going to discuss few techniques or few ways that how you can uh, actually learn or feel enthusiasm to learn the new language. So let's get started. Firstly, there are different institutions, number one, who are offering their services. If you want to learn new language, the famous university in Pakistan is Namal language. I don't know how many languages they are offering, but I think it's more than 100 languages spoken around the world that they are offering, and they have hired teachers, and the quality is fantastic. There are 6 months courses. You can get admission there if you are free and you can afford university to be there because if you are living in the capital city Islamabad, then it's convenient for you, but obviously you have certain sufficient time to spend to be available there in the university in order to learn the language. So, first thing is that you can go to an institute. The second thing is go to Facebook. It looks strange. It might make you that how can we go Facebook and learn language? You can go search for the person native of that country, the language that you want to learn. Plenty English groups are there who are teaching English for free online. You can get registered there, and you can learn language. Some people they want to travel a lot. They are tourists. They can go around. They can hang out with the native people, and they can speak. One thing I would like to say is that to learn a language you need patience. Don't come up that straight away you will go to grammar. There are different techniques anyway. You can use any one of them in order to learn the language. I'm talking about speaking, because speaking is considered the most desirable language in our society. Everyone wants to speak in English, so I'm talking about speaking only right now in English. Like English is the language that I'm focusing on right now. So for that you have a certain environment. When I say environment, it means that you should have certain friend circle, social circle, where you can communicate. The more you practice, the more you get better in speaking. Then you should have certain grammar knowledge in order to make the sentence structure, how to rearrange the words, because your brain is involved in order to say the appropriate words that you want to use. Then you should come up with different synonyms. Different synonyms means one word have different replacement words in order to avoid repetitive speaking, if you know what I mean. Then most sometimes if you go, the YouTube is the best source of learning any language. I was in a foreign land. I was in UK 2 years back, and there what I saw was because you most probably you interact with the customers, and you don't speak that much English, because what you need, how much, you have to tell the price, and that's it. So there you are seriously mistaken if you think if you had been in UK and you can boost up your language, because normally what happens, Pakistani people prefer to have job with Pakistani people, and they definitely they'll communicate with their native language, that is Urdu. Am I right? If someone wants to speak in Persian, if you are good at Urdu, then you can learn Persian quite easily. I mean, it's not going to take that long to speak in Persian if you are good at Urdu. Keep in mind, if you are good at one language, definitely it's going to help to learn another language. For example, I'm going to put an example here. If you are good in English, then one of my cousin, he's my mentor as well, he's in Spain. He was saying that if I am in Spain, then within 2 to 3 months I can speak Spanish sufficient that I can communicate with any person, any native person. I can respond to them in a quite nice way. It means that knowing one language is giving me an edge to, like, it is giving me an edge to speak the other language. It makes an ease for me to switch to another language. So first you have to be good at one language, make sure. If you want to learn a new language, it's not a big deal, but definitely you have spare some time. It's not only that on daily basis. If you have 2 days off or 2 days, you think Wednesday or Thursday you are free, you can give time to this language. Come on YouTube, come on Facebook, you can interact with different people around the world. You can go on Skype chat where there are people who are available who will tell you that how to speak. Initially, don't ever think that you'll speak perfect. You'll make mistakes. That is natural because you are not native. That is not your first language. That is a very new language, and you should consider yourself as a beginner. So make mistakes, it's okay, unless and until you are giving the message, you are speaking whatever you want to say in the language that you want to speak in. That is perfectly all right. Another thing, create a system around you. Create a system, and when I say create a system, it means that you must be habitual. The criteria that you have set to practice on daily basis, on weekly basis, after 2 weeks, don't skip that plan, that strategy that you have made. You should stick to the policy or the strategy that you have made to learn that language. Plenty material. Trust me, if you just wish to learn a language, go on YouTube, click on it, but for that you have to be good at English first if you want to speak, because English, let's face this reality, English is an international language, and unless you speak, you are good at English, you can't learn other language, because mostly on YouTube it is seen that if you are good at English, then they would translate the sentences. First they will write in English, then they will translate in the other language that you want to learn. The third thing is, there's no shortcut. If you think that today you will start learning Arabic and tomorrow you would be an expert in Arabic, it's not possible. Yes, if you are good at Urdu, then it's going to help you learn Arabic language quick, because as we know, being the native, because our national language is Urdu, so Urdu is amalgamation of Sanskrit, Hindi, Persian, Arabic. So these languages, 4 or 5 languages, we may learn easily, because our own language is the amalgamation of these 5, 6 languages. So make sure there is no shortcut to learn any language, whatever the language is. And my focus is on English, because my community, they need more help in English. Most of my students, most of the my friends, they comment that you should tell as much as you can about the English speaking. How can we learn about the English speaking? How can we boost up our communication skills? The very first thing is you have to practice. And practice in terms of, first you get prepared, then practice. If you are not prepared and you want to, well, you have nothing in your knowledge, in your mind, no vocabulary, no grammar, nothing, and you want to speak, then how can you speak? There's no material inside your mind. So first thing, depends how long you are reading in English, and are you good at English. While if you can read, there's a picture, for example, there's a page of newspaper in front of you, you are reading the whole page. Are you in a position to skim the whole idea? Do you get the story well? Do you know what is discussed in that page? it means that you are capable to learn faster as compared to the beginner who knows nothing about English language. So go on YouTube, there's no shortcuts. And other thing is, go for those topics which are interesting to you. Don't take the topic that is very boring. For example, if you are a social person, sociology is the topic, or the topics regarding sociology you like the most, then you should go for sociological issues, and you should listen about them, you should practice them, you should make notes, and you should repeat them in your daily life. Okay, then most of the time what happens is, what we learn we forget unless and until we practice it. We learn, it is there in our mind, but we forget to practice. And unless and until you practice one thing, you can't learn it permanently. If I'm speaking in front of you, I would never say I'm an expert in English, but like any situation of my language is in front of you. If I'm outspoken, if I can convey the message quickly, it means that I have sufficient words that I can rearrange, and I have practiced a lot, to be very frank with you, in order to make myself in a position to stay in front of the camera and tell you a few techniques regarding English speaking. So my own language is Hindko, my mother tongue is Hindko, national language is Urdu, I can speak these two. Punjabi I can speak because I was born in Punjab, and Saraiki I can understand because I can understand Punjabi. No, see, because I can speak Punjabi, I can understand Punjabi, so Saraiki is a breed and a creed of Punjabi. So that helps me a lot. If a person is speaking in Saraiki with me, then I'm very easy with it. I can get everything, not everything 100%, but at least I'm in a position to respond his questions. It means that I know Punjabi at first place. That's why I'm in a position to respond his questions. So make sure at first place you should know English. If you want to learn Spanish, you must be good at English. Good at English means that you should have sufficient knowledge, you should communicate in English, you should have a certain level of reading skill, listening skill, writing skill, then you would be in a position to learn Spanish fast. Have you ever observed, being in a foreign land, I have observed the people who can speak in Italian, they can easily understand Spanish. The people who are Spanish, they can easily speak and understand Portuguese. So you see, the languages are interlinked with each other. Why? Because one way or the other they are interlinked with each other. The vocabulary is different, the pronunciation is different, but it is easy for them to get whatever they are communicating. Portuguese people are very easy to understand Spanish. Spanish are easy to understand Italian. Italian are easily convenient to understand Spanish. Why? Because the gross root or the grammatical structure, or if I may say the pronunciation, is a bit different, but the language is, the rhythm is same one way or the other. So it gives them an edge to speak in their language. So these were the few techniques, and you have to be patient. Be patient. Never think today you are going to learn and tomorrow you would be an expert. Secondly, you have to spare some time for yourself to learn the language, to be an expert, not an expert, but at least to be competent in a language. You have to make a strategy, you have to make a plan, and on that plan you have to strictly you have to follow that plan strictly. Otherwise you are not going to learn that language. I personally, how long did it take for me to speak in English? You can just imagine. Honestly, from 2003 I'm focusing, being a student at that time. I was in my secondary school, and I was inspired with one of my cousin who was in MA in English, and he used to speak so nice language, and I was thinking, that was in my subconscious, you can say, that would that day come when I would speak the way he's speaking? And by the grace of God, now that person is admiring me that I can speak well, better than him. But actually that's not the reality. He's still my teacher, he's better than me, he's in a foreign land, and if he's watching me, best wishes for him. God give him success. And try to spread the knowledge, try to tell the people whatever you know. In all the videos you would see, I'm saying only one thing: if you know something that you think people don't know around you, they're less capable, they're less privileged, and they want to know, they need to get educated in the certain way, you should educate them. That is the beautiful charity you would ever do. In this way, internally, from your heart, you'll feel satisfied, and your creator, Allah Almighty, would be happy with you, and he would definitely make your life easy the way it is now. If you have learned something from this video and you think that you can help few other people to give these techniques that I have shared with you, please do subscribe my channel, comment, like and share it. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll come up with new videos. Take care.